And the United States has got its new president. Joe Biden is all set to become the 46th president of United States of America. Addressing the nation after his victory, Biden thanked 74 million American people who voted for him. He pledged to be the president who does not divide but unify people. In his victory speech, Biden also added that his opponents are not his enemies. Biden also straight came down to business. He said that he's going to be sparing no effort to control the pandemic. Biden also changed his Twitter bio to president-elect. He's going to be assuming the top office on 20th of January in 2021, becoming the oldest president at the age of 77. Outgoing President Donald Trump in his tweet has said that Biden was rushing to falsely pose himself as the winner. Trump is now the first incumbent president to lose re-election since George Bush in '92. Prime Minister Modi congratulated Biden. Modi in his tweet has said that Biden's contribution to strengthening Indo-US ties was critical and invaluable.
What I must admit has surprised me. Tonight, we're seeing all over this nation, all cities and all parts of the country, indeed across the world, an outpouring of joy, of hope, renewed faith in tomorrow, bring a better day. And I'm humbled by the trust and confidence you've placed in me. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. First woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country. Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States. It's long overdue. And we're reminded tonight of those who fought so hard for so many years to make this happen. But once again, America's bent the arc of the moral universe more toward justice. Kamala, Doug, like it or not, your family. You become an honorary Biden. There's no way out. For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now, let's give each other a chance. It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They're Americans. What is the will of the people? What is our mandate? I believe it's this. Americans have called upon us to marshal the forces of decency, the forces of fairness, to marshal the forces of science and the forces of hope in the great battles of our time. The battle to control the virus, the battle to build prosperity, the battle to secure your family's health care, the battle to achieve racial justice and root out systemic racism in this country.
The election of Kamala Harris as the first woman vice president, and not just the first woman vice president, the first woman of color. Now that's deeply symbolic to this country, that a woman of color has managed to reach one of the most senior offices in the country, the second most senior office in the country. But having said that, it's not going to be an easy ride for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It's a deeply divided country. They will have to work tirelessly to bring all the sides together. Also, the country is completely ravaged by the coronavirus pandemic. That's, we believe, one of the first things that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are planning to tackle.
America has now created history. Democratic nominee Kamala Harris is all set to become the next vice president of the United States. She's going to be the first woman vice president of the world's oldest democracy and also the first non-white South Asian to hold the coveted post. Addressing the victory speech in Delaware, Kamala Harris remembered her Indian origin mother, Shyamala Gopalan Harris. She said that her mother believed in America and who would have thought that she would be the vice president of the U.S. She thanked the people of America for choosing Joe Biden, whom she called a healer and a uniter.
To the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother, Shyamala Gopalan Harris, who is always in our hearts. When she came here from India at the age of 19, she maybe didn't quite imagine this moment, but she believed so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible. And so I am thinking about her and about the generations of women, black women, Asian, white, Latina, Native American women who throughout our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. And what a testament it is to Joe's character that he had the audacity to break one of the most substantial barriers that exists in our country and select a woman as his vice president. But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Now is when the real work begins. The hard work, the necessary work, the good work, the essential work to save lives and beat this epidemic, to rebuild our economy so it works for working people, to root out systemic racism in our justice system and society, to combat the climate crisis, to unite our country and heal the soul of our nation. And the road ahead will not be easy, but America is ready, and so are Joe and I.
Let's also take a look at Kamala Harris's reaction when Joe Biden crosses the victory mark to become the next U.S. president.
We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States. We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
And Diwali has come early in Kamala Harris's ancestral village, THULASENDRAPURAM in Tamil Nadu. People are celebrating the victory of Kamala Harris. The villagers are in an absolute festive mood, drawing rangolis in front of their homes and wishing Kamala success. People are bursting crackers and feeding sweets to each other. Posters of Kamala have also been put up in her village as people are thrilled as Kamala is all set to hold the post of second highest political office in the United States. Earlier this week, a special prayer was also held in a temple for her victory. According to the reports that are coming in, Kamala visited her ancestral village, THULASENDRAPURAM, when she was 5 years old and has often recalled walks with her grandfather on the beaches of Chennai.
Joyful moment for us in our village, Panganadu. And that too, for 2 or 3 days, we kept our fingers crossed while the result has been delayed. But right now, she has won. Okay, it's a joyful moment for us. Definitely, we are enjoying it.
We are very much happy about it. We are very much proud about it. So, as we see, we are celebrating it already. We are having a gala time. And we are hoping the better to happen in the future too.
People of THULASENDRAPURAM are bursting crackers here as a mark to celebrate Kamala Harris's victory, and she is now the vice president-elect of USA. This is the ancestral village of this village. But still, people today here feel that they have a connection with Kamala Harris and wishing her good luck. As you can see, they're giving a big thumbs up for Kamala Harris and wishing her good luck for the future endeavors and hoping that Kamala Harris will come visit this village someday is what they have been saying. Kamala Harris ancestors village is right here in southern part of Tamil Nadu, and as you can see, people are quite elated and happy that their woman and their person from this village has gone on to occupy the biggest post that in the US government. NAGARJUN, DWARKANATH for India Today.
It's a moment of sheer joy and jubilation for millions of Joe Biden supporters across the United States. Soon after the news of Biden crossing the finishing line surfaced, Americans came out in streets of various cities across the country to celebrate. From New York to Miami and Denver, Austin, Biden supporters flooded the streets. A festive atmosphere took over the streets outside the White House. Thousands of Biden supporters honked car horns, cheered to celebrate the Democratic candidate's victory in the United States elections. His victory amounted to a rejection of President Trump by millions of voters who were exhausted with his administration rooting for change.
It's a historic day here in America. Crowds have been pouring in all day here just outside the White House. As you can see, people gathering here in a celebratory mood, telling Trump and Pence that it's time for you to go now. But also for many people, this is a day when Donald Trump lost. He has been a deeply divisive figure here in America for the past 4 years. And here in Washington, D.C., which is a liberal bastion, of course, his defeat is being celebrated.
Newly elected U.S. President Joe Biden is expected to appoint Indian-American Dr. Vivek Murthy in his COVID task force. Biden in his victory speech has said that he's going to be announcing the COVID task force on Monday. According to Washington Post, Dr. Murthy, the former Surgeon General, is expected to co-chair Biden's force. 43-year-old Murthy hails from Karnataka, was appointed as the 19th Surgeon General by Barack Obama in 2014. Dr. Murthy emerged as one of the top advisors of Biden on public health and coronavirus issues, and many believe that he might end up being the health secretary in the Biden administration. The U.S. is currently the worst hit nation from the pandemic, with over 1 crore COVID cases and close to 2.5 lakh deaths thus far.
On Monday, I will name a group of leading scientists and experts as transition advisors to help take the Biden-Harris COVID plan and convert it into an action blueprint that will start on January the 20th, 2021. That plan will be built on bedrock science. It will be constructed out of compassion, empathy, and concern. I will spare no effort, none, or any commitment to turn around this pandemic.